Melanie has broken down in front of you. You've seen Soul cry. Melanie's family checked your ass. Your daddy checked your. Say he won't even eat with a man like you on the table. But it's now that Casey leaving, you crying. Sir. Anywho, let's get into this recap. You already know I knew what the result was. Let's get into this episode. I know I almost gagged this episode. Like, I say that as like, oh my God. No, I'm dead. I almost gagged. Let's get into it. I can't believe we're really coming to the end. One more episode left. Anywho, Sincere and Melanie, we left up with them doing that serious talk. Sincere said he's 100% on the same page with Melanie. He wants her in her life. He said if it gets to a place where he's like, he can't do it anymore, he'll be brutally honest. I don't even know if he knows what honesty is. He said that probably will never happen. He said, he wants to do this with her. He also wants to do it with her family as well. Good luck. He doesn't care how long it takes. Okay. Meanwhile, her confession, she's talking about how every day Sincere's feeling bad because he keeps seeing how bad it is. And she doesn't feel sorry for him. As she shouldn't. Melanie and Anaya talk, and Anaya is listening to Melanie say how, he's saying the right thing, but something is off with Sincere. And Anaya was like, forget that. How are you feeling? Like, remove his feelings from this conversation. How are you feeling? She's talking about she doesn't know, but she's trying to stay strong for their connection. You know what, Melanie, whatever you want, that's your business, okay? Bryce and Sincere talk. Sincere said he would have done the same thing Melanie's sister did if he was in her position. Bryce made a good point. It was like, he feels bad because everybody else with their families got to bond. And Sincere didn't experience that. Sincere said, he feels ashamed, especially since his family said something to him. And he also doesn't know where Melanie stands and how Melanie feels. Anaya and Carl, they really liked how their family had their dynamics with each other. They relate really well. They got to kissing, and I don't know, there was something buzzy about the kiss. You get me? Okay, I'm sorry, before bed, Dylan talking about how, he feels bad for Sincere. He's been trying to dig himself out this hole for a long time. Who dug him in a hole to begin with? Talk about how long does he have to keep suffering? Forever. Word to Cardi B. Meanwhile, Melanie talking to Anaya in the dressing room, and I feel like maybe I watched a different episode because she's telling her that her mama said she's down if Sincere fixes things. Which mama? The mama that said, one mistake, two mistakes, how many mistakes? Mama that said, why give someone a second chance when other people want the first? That mama that she down with Sincere? I must not have heard that. In the morning, Zach, some of the boys are talking. Dylan said, he's excited to go to Georgia and visit Kenzie's family. He feels more comfortable. I said, of course, he's going to be there too. I talk, well, yeah, I'll join y'all. I didn't know Kata was in Georgia. Then we have TT, Kata, and Kenzie. And, Kenzie's asking Kata, did you tell your family about the exclusive thing? And Kata was like, yeah, they were very excited. They were. Your mama said that's boyfriend and girlfriend. And Kenzie talked about she feels that same way about Dylan. She wants to do this whole exclusive thing with him. And that's great. Outside my villa. Talk about she hasn't liked someone like this in so long. What's so long to you? A week and a half. And Sincere, I guess they're back, child. They had a moment. I don't even remember. I thought it was hilarious. It was Anaya, Bryce, and Trinity across from them. And Anaya's like, they seem to be doing better. And Trinity's like, as long as they're happy, I'm happy. That silence before they all simultaneously drank whatever they drank in that mug, iconic. I need that. Anywho, they get a text for the challenge. Check me out. Normally, I can explain to y'all what the challenge is and tell y'all specifics. I could not watch. I was hitting the fast forward button. This is the first time all season I've been hitting the fast forward button because I had just eaten my Chick-fil-A. So imagine my surprise. I'm trying to digest my food. And y'all are doing bird feeding. Baked beans, sardines, pickled egg. Almost gagged. Sorry, we just gonna have to skip that. I'm so sorry. I don't know what my body, I legit wanted to, physically wanted to gag. So that was a no for me. Never again. I literally hate those challenges. I think the older I get, the worse I can handle it. Like when I was younger, I could watch the challenge. I could not watch. Couldn't watch the challenge today. So sorry. But I did find it hilarious when they were doing the little slip aside. That was my favorite because I didn't really watch the challenge. Of course, Kenzie hit the split for her slip and slide. She heard split and slide. Kata and Zach, they look like they enjoyed the challenge. Okay. Naya and Cara falling, they had me weak. I enjoyed that. Who they get a little text for family style dinner. I did like Trinity's little makeshift highlights, an icon. Them eating takeout, y'all could have done better. You could have given this for steak, shrimp, surf and turf. You get me? Giving them Chinese takeout. I don't even know. Yeah. No. Yeah, I always like stuff like this because, they talk about their favorite memories in there. A few of them talked about their favorite memory, and I can't remember who shaded TT. Like, how was yours coming in? Because, I'm TT. You a little girl. Sorry, yeah, even when they did what's it called? Impressions with the girls in the dressing room before they went downstairs. That was cute too, because I think it was Anaya who shaded TT about, you a little girl. And we have TT who said, she thought she was going to have a hard time in there, but she appreciates how close they've all gotten and they've, accepted her, which was really cute. And then they said, TT's easy to love, which I like how all the girls made up. So we gotta talk to Saul. What happened with your sister? He said how he loved how, they were able to have downs, but people were still able to come together. Naya said, she's grown and she can give that thanks to everybody because of them. Zach talking and immediately saying how he came in and Bryce was digging him. Focus on your couple, please, okay? Sincere said, with all his BS, there wasn't a time he was able to go to, and he's still naming everybody. Someone was stuck in his throat before he said Trinity. So I'm guessing Trinity don't really rock with him like that. But, he said he sincerely appreciates everyone. Melanie said, the best thing she did was really trust people. And, she's actually giving a nice little speech and then she get a text. America had been voting. I'm America. Okay? Couple with the fewest votes. Y'all don't got to go home, but y'all got to get out of here. Anaya and Carl went first. They opened a little fortune. They will be making it. Okay. He got up, embraced this girl. Trinity and Melanie real excited for her. Like, I love how they were excited for the girl. They didn't even know their fate. You get me? I was kind of side-eyeing Kata, but I'm like, she's going through some mixed emotions because she probably thought she was going home. Okay. But the thing is, Kenzie was also happy for them. But you know what? To each their own. Then we have Trinity and Bryce. They made it to the final. Okay, period. Then we have Melanie and Sincere. They made it to the final. She's shocked. Anaya, Trinity, Melanie, they all hugged up on each other. Okay. Then we have Kenzie and Dylan. Y'all gonna have your little adventure outside the villa. Sorry, babes. And having TT, KC, Kata, and Zach open their fortune at the same time, but then TT and KC, TT read out hers first. Your chapter is over, baby. I don't know. KC talk about fuck. I know. Unfortunately, y'all gonna have to do that boyfriend-girlfriend outside my villa. So Zach and Kata, they made it, okay? KC talked about, this is one of the best summers of his life. He has TT. TT said, she's lived with a boyfriend. He's lived with a girlfriend. Kenzie feels like she won. Of course, you want to make it, but she's still happy for the girl he's making it. Dylan talking about it's a tough one. Why is it a tough one? Let's be honest. Did you think you were gonna be in the top? You thought you were gonna be in the top 4? Sorry, baby, not in my villa, okay? He's like, y'all in the final 4, wishing y'all the best. But then I'm seeing tears from Sincere, and I was like, that's crazy. We've been here almost 6 weeks. Has Sincere cried? Of all the bull, you've witnessed people cry. You've been the reason people cry. Your daddy done told you he won't eat with you at the table. Not Sincere. Melanie family said something to you, and you crying because Casey leaving. What was it, a day before you leave? Come on now. Naya told Casey, she's very happy he found somebody. He talked about, I'm happy you're in the final. You don't want to say she happy? You happy she found somebody too? It's fine. You out my villa. No shade though, because you on your better behavior now, but still, you out my villa. I did think Anaya talking about, what was it? TT in her confessional was very cute. And then telling TT how much she deserves love and how she's probably the reason that Casey is a changed man. And she's grateful for her. I thought that was cute. But our girl Kenzie, our clam slam, baby, having to do one on the way out, love that, okay? Love that girl. But you still have to be out my villa, thank you. Yeah, core 4 in the final 4. Hopefully Melanie drops that man after they get out the villa, but happy for the girlies, okay? But Zach talked about let's jump in the pool, and Trinity was like, relax, no sir. Yeah, who y'all think is gonna win? I have my top 2. I don't care. My top 2 interchangeable. I don't really care about 3 and 4. Not that I don't care about them, but I know who my top 2 are. I don't care if it's 1 or 2 or 2 or 1, whatever the case is. 3rd and 4th, hopefully Zach gets last. But it is what it is, okay? We here.